Hello, all. Good evening for the Good Times Special Earth Day Instathon. And joining me someone very, very special. She is a wonderful human being. But apart from being a lovely person, she is multi-talented. She's an actor. She's a producer. She's an also the UNEP Goodwill Ambassador and the UN Secretary General's Advocate for Sustainable Goals. The one and only Dia Mirza is going to be joining us now. Hi Dia,
Hi,
how are you?
Mirza. I'm good. How are you? I've got like bars on
Very
my.
well. It's amazing. We are all caged, but have you seen the world outside? It's like Louis Armstrong's song. What a wonderful world. Skies are blue, roses are in bloom, the grass is green. Who would have thought?
Well, this is how it's always been. This is the nature is beautiful. It always has been. And human behavior, activity, the way we've built our cities, the fact that we've become as overpopulated a species as we have, and just taken control of everything, uh, created everything that we perceive as not nice, and have grown now to discover is unhealthy. So, yes, the skies are blue again,
Yes.
cleaner than it's been in a while, because I think
Yeah.
the most extraordinary thing about nature is that she is a self-repairing system, and this pause that she has got from our human activity is giving her the opportunity to just be and breathe and be beautiful again. So waters are cleaner. I know that the Yamuna is looking cleaner than she has in many, many years. Wildlife and birds are kind of re-inspecting all the areas that used to be densely populated by human beings and saying, hey, you know what, it's our turn too, and we're out here, and and people are noticing this. It's wonderful.
Which is true, and it's also the eve of the 50th or 50th anniversary of Earth Day. What do you think are our takeaways from what's happened now, and what do we need to do post-COVID?
We are co-inhabitants
Yeah.
of a planet that survives and depends on a very fragile and powerful ecosystem that brings balance to all life. So this afternoon I said something interesting to mom, and I said I must remember it because I should use it while we speak today and share it with all
Yeah.
of you. I was like, we've all been in the pursuit of money, but very few of us have been able to respect the resources that help us make that money.
Which is true. Which is true.
And I think what this pandemic has done is given, I feel, the optimist in me believes, it's given the world the opportunity to collectively recognize that nature is far more powerful than any of us ever imagined ourselves to be. One.
Which is true.
Two, scientists have been warning us about a pandemic like this for many, many years. And they warn us that if we continue to destroy ecosystems, wildlife habitats, we continue to trade in wildlife, we continue to destroy everything that forms this life support that we enjoy, the systems that support life, such pandemics will keep recurring. They will keep coming back. So my hope is that this human crisis, this shared collective human crisis that we are enduring right now, will help us all become a lot more resolute and committed towards redefining the way we live, the way we do business, the way we build economies, the way we build our cities, the way we at an individual level live our lives.
Look at our climate. There was a very interesting meme that I'd seen of birds looking at human beings and saying, Ghar mein raho, be caged, get your toilet paper, and the human being saying, oh wow, they're singing so beautifully. I think nature also wants to heal, needs a break from us.
Yes. But I mean, the thing is that we are not separate from nature. We've just built a world that is separate from nature. And that is the problem. And I think that we have the power of creativity and imagination. We have the solution. We have now the technology to help us go back to living more intimately, more closely, in a more connected way with nature. And I think more and more people will do it. I mean, Pooja, you must have realized this even before this lockdown. I have. I felt it at a personal level. You know, when I was perhaps one of the first few people in the mainstream industry who started um, working with NGOs and wildlife organizations and government, building environmental consciousness and awareness. And at that time, a lot of that I said maybe felt like nice at a spiritual level or a philosophical level. Like some people agreed, but a lot of people kind of said, हाँ ये सब बोलने में अच्छा लगता है, पर करने में बड़ा मुश्किल होता है. But with every passing year, the momentum, the understanding, the awareness, all of that has evolved rapidly. And I think children have a very big role to play in this. True. As do all those organizations who've worked relentlessly in building awareness, and so often even at the risk of life. You know, they've been threatened by powerful industries to shut down or keep quiet or not speak up. And like in the last 3-4 years, there have been so many companies that are, you know, creating more sustainable produce. There's more sustainable garments being made. There's more sustainable home products being made. There's just so much happening in India right now that I feel all of it will continue and more will emerge. Many, many more. Because I think one thing that we've all discovered is we need to become more self-reliant. बापू ने कहा था, Mahatma Gandhi ji ne kaha tha, he was a visionary, he thought ahead. I mean, of course, he believed that we should be making everything of our own and we're capable of. But I think now more than ever before, like, you know, in the beginning of the lockdown, जब भाजी नहीं मिल रही थी, basic सब्जी नहीं मिल रही थी, पालक खाने का मन कर रहा था, लेकिन पालक नहीं मिल रही थी, काफी चीजें नहीं मिल रही थी. And now ऐसा भी हो रहा है कि कोई किसी प्रोडक्ट से अटैचमेंट नहीं रख रहा. बिस्किट चाहिए, कोई भी भिजवा दो, कोई भी चलेगा.
And minimalism.
Correct. And that we can do with less. We don't need so many of the things that we have or we had. I mean, so many of us are looking around at the things that are there in our homes and thinking, why did I ever even get this? What was it? What was it for? So yeah, I think more of us will practice minimalism. More of us will make sustainable choices. More of us will discover this madness is for a good reason. More of us will carry our own metal bottles and use the hashtag traveling bottle and make it a fashion statement, because it's important. It's important for us to build more narratives and this understanding कि after all हम कुदरत के का ही हिस्सा हैं. हम अपने आप को अलग क्यों समझते हैं पता नहीं, क्योंकि हम जंगलों में नहीं रहते शायद इसलिए.
I'm sure the jungles must be heaving a sigh of relief कि कोई नहीं आया इतने टाइम से.
That too.
Which is true. And also, you know, sustainable development goals and its role in something like your industry, which consumes a lot of resources. What are the things being done, if you could share a bit with us? Because we've seen the film industry has also been taking steps.
Oh, absolutely. I think every industry is hoping to take steps, and we are hoping that all people adopt the sustainable development goals, because it's an incredible map for not just policy at a government level, but just a basic human understanding of our connection with each other and the planet and how all life is connected. I think some of the things that many people in the film industry have become extremely regardful of is to not waste. You know, when we did the Beat Plastic Pollution campaign, which was a very robust campaign that led to our Prime Minister making the announcement that India will become single-use plastics free by 2022. I don't know how successful we will be in achieving that, but it's a big commitment. But that also led to many people in the film industry saying, we are going to go single-use plastics free even in production. So we will not serve packaged water to our crew and our cast. A lot, like we did it with our productions, and many other people did it. And I also think that there's definitely a lot of work being done to implement measures and systems to run more sustainable offices, production offices, and to be careful even when we're on the job, because it's like every other industry. There is high consumption, but what we try and do is reduce or ensure there is no wastage. So no wastage of food, no wastage of resources and power, no wastage of paper. Yeah, I think going single-use plastics free is a very, very big step for us. I mean, I know lots of films were made until 20 years ago without plastic, and this is like a new thing, but it makes a big difference, and more people are doing better.
Sure. So what is the one pledge you want to take and you want people should, I mean, they can take whatever they want to for this 2020 Earth Day, looking forward to another 50 good years and vote for Earth.
Pooja, I feel everyday actions will add up to how we become more respectful citizens of our planet. You know, just care more for Earth, and she provides us, and just recognize the fact that she provides us everything that we have. One of the things that I started doing last year that I feel very proud of, which I think is a huge contribution towards climate action and offsetting my carbon emissions at a personal level, amongst other things that I've managed to do, is to grow trees. So every occasion, whether it's a birthday, an anniversary, a special occasion, instead of giving people gift, like a gift of money or buying them something, I grow trees in their name with an organization called Grow Trees. And it's a wonderful organization because you can actually track your trees through satellite. You know what community has planted the trees, where they've been planted, and you can track them for their entire lifetime.
Lovely. And after we are gone, the trees shall remain.
Yes, of course.
Awesome.
It's a good gift. And the receivers always feel much nicer about it than the giver does. So
This is true. I mean, remember all those trees that we used to take, you know, छाँव लेते थे, क्या पता किसने, you know, plant किया था. And you always bless on a hot day, you know, taking the refuge under a shady tree. But how
and
is
there's
this
like the cool shade of a tree.
Yes.
Nothing like it.
True. And how is this lockdown and self-isolation treating you and social distancing?
Well, self-isolation to hai nahi because I'm with my mom and Sumitra, who's our house help. So we're the triumvirate, three of us together, doing everything that we have to, of course, maintain and manage the home, cook, feed ourselves, clean up, water the plants, do all the chores that we need to. And that aside, there's been a lot of creative work happening around the productions that I was working on before the lockdown. There were scripts that actually I haven't gotten down to reading yet, which I have to, because there's been a lot of advocacy work that I've been focused on, you know, just helping organizations and NGOs and working with the UN to ensure that there is no misinformation being spread, that the correct knowledge is reaching people, using my social media presence to build awareness. And just, I've been also doing these live chats every Wednesday called Down to Earth with Dean, leading up to Earth Day, which is tomorrow. And of course, hoping that, you know, I'll continue these conversations up to World Environment Day, because I think now is the time, because people are listening, you know. ये एक awareness आ गई है, अगर लोगों में इतनी तो समझ आ गई है कि हम कुदरत से अलग नहीं है, उसका हिस्सा है, और जब खुद हम थोड़े थम जाते हैं, ये जो पॉज हमने ली हुई है, उससे बदलाव आ सकता है, then I think it's a great opportunity to make more and more people understand this connection that we have. So I'm using every resource, every bit of free time, spare time to do this. And then of course I'm living in a co-op, I'm a part of the managing committee. यहाँ के रोजाना कोई ना कोई चीजें होती रहती हैं, संभालना पड़ता है. There are lots of elderly that live in our society. So the first 10 days was really about setting in place systems that would make them feel safe and secure, and ensuring that essentials get to them and they're comfortable. And it continues. I mean, it doesn't stop because the lockdown has continued. So yeah, it's been intense. It's also been a little overwhelming because so much that you would otherwise have assistance for, you know, the team would be like everything now is also happening on the phone. All the multiple roles that people play in my life, I'm getting all my information through the phone. So there's, yeah, it's not easy
True.
to operate entirely through a phone or the computer and deliver on all the spheres of life that one has been engaged in up until now and behave like, oh, it's just been a song. No, it hasn't.
No, it hasn't.
Like last night, so I felt like I was just going to I was till 1:30 in the morning, I was working, transferring files, trying to upload it because the Wi-Fi speed hasn't been like very good because everybody is on the internet now. So, yeah, there are little things like that that can feel very overwhelming. But I think gratitude has played a very big part in just keeping me calm and recognizing the fact that I'm just really lucky to be comfortable, to be in a space that I call my home, to be with my mom who's my lifeline, and know that we are safe. And by staying home, we are protecting more lives and just keep ensuring that, you know, more people don't get sick.
True. And since we hadn't met after your lovely film Thappar, so I just want to compliment you. It was a fabulous film. I just wish, I told Anubhav also, your character had been etched out even more because I really wanted to know what happens to her after that one narrative is over. It was just such a fabulous character.
Yeah, and it was unlike all the other characters in the film. She was almost like an antithesis to everything else that was happening. And I found that very appealing. Although the only takeaway for me, apart from the fact that it was one of the most compelling stories I've ever heard in my career, at so many levels. It was just hit home so hard at so many levels that I was like, I'm just grateful to have the opportunity to be a part of such a narrative and then to be able to work alongside such incredible artists. Like every single actor in that movie is just Diggaj. Yeah, even I felt like I wish I had more. But I thought that was like a greedy actor syndrome.
No, but I was very curious, like what happened? Why,
Yeah, but that's a nice
why?
thing to have. I think
Those
it's
are
always
questions.
nice to, read a good book and wonder, wish it never ended or wish we had
True.
gotten through more of something. It means that the character works and that's a nice thing to know.
Like I wanted to see a flashback of your life,
My
because
husband, you want to see my husband.
yeah, basically why, what happened? It's like this undying love that,
What a beautiful relationship,
true.
Nadi.
And you don't find those in this time. So it was like, look at her.
But it's interesting you say this. I also feel like I actually had this conversation with my mom once, um, long after my father had passed away. I said, is it so that when we lose somebody, we tend to glorify them a lot more than they are? Because the pain of loss is so intense that it makes us love the person so much more कि हम उनकी सारी खामियां भूल जाते हैं, हमको कुछ याद ही नहीं रहता. So she said, actually coming to think of it, yeah, no, because nobody is perfect. Everybody has like their flaws. And I feel like maybe at some level because he was so good to her, they were so good together and they were so in love with each other that when he passed, she never got past that.
True.
It
was beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's all Anubhav Sinha and his incredible mind. And of course, Mrinmay, who's also a beautiful writer.
Thank you so much. Apart from all this, are you taking some me time off? Are you watching something fun or doing anything? Nothing? It's just work, 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 work.
Well, it's Earth Day tomorrow, and there's been, and we are in the middle of a pandemic, and I am a SDGs advocate, and I am with UNEP. So I think there has been a very, very conscientious effort to really work harder to kind of just build on advocacy and keep that momentum going. But I have made a promise to myself that after the 25th, I am going to take some me time because I think this is a very important time for us, Pooja, as women also. And I say this especially because I think women always prioritize everyone else.
Yeah.
we tend to, we are nurturing by nature, we take care of people, and it's a wonderful quality to have, but I think it's equally important to take some time out for ourselves.
Correct.
And I really hope that I put myself up there right now after a while, and take that time out, because it's been a very, very, like 2019 and 2020 have just gone for me. I think everyone has felt it, but I've felt it like it's gone in a blip. A lot has happened, personally, socially, politically, environmentally. It's just been intense, and I think it'll be nice to um, breathe a little.
True. Anyways, more power to you. Keep doing the work you do. And as I said, you're my favorite person, a wonderful human being. A lot of hearts have come for you, so that means we all agree. We are unanimous on that. Thank you so much.
Pooja, I love you too, and I'm very always happy to talk to you. And
That's right.
I'm really happy you're having these conversations. I saw the whole lineup of people you're talking to. Um, Keep going. Keep
Thank you so
spreading
much.
the good times.
Yes, thank you so much, my dear. See you. Take care
Bye.
and be
Lots
safe.
of love. Thank you everybody for joining us. Lots of love to all of you. Somebody sing
Bye.
Ganga. Yeah, go watch Ganga, the Soul of India. This is a good time.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.